I've worked gas stations and convenience stores for years, picking up graveyard shifts whenever my plans fall through. One shift at a store I'd never worked before changed that completely. That Friday, my girlfriend Abby canceled our date. Her autoimmune condition flares up often, and I wasn't surprised. So instead, I picked up an SOS graveyard shift at a 7-Eleven on the north side of town, a store I'd only ever visited as a customer. The manager pulled me into the office before my shift and started running through the usual checklist: cooler temperatures, cleaning the displays. Then her instructions got strange. "If a really dirty guy comes in asking for a pack of spuds," she said, "tell him we're out, but Lucky Strike just released a menthol for the same price." I had no idea what that meant, but I figured it was just some regular's odd request. "There's a woman who comes by and tries to get employees to go outside with her. Do not go outside. Make sure she's fully gone before you step out for a smoke or clean the lot." I asked what would happen if I followed her out. She hesitated. "Honestly, I don't know, but a lot of our night shift people just stop showing up. None of the ones still here have ever followed her. For all I know, she kills them, or maybe she's recruiting them for something off camera. I don't know, I'm a little superstitious." "Then there's a customer who comes in asking if his son is working tonight. Tell him Oliver's been moved to day shift." That one seemed almost normal, standard practice, not to disclose an employee's schedule. "And one last thing," she said. "Our system glitches during the day transition. At 11:59, clock out. Wait until 12:01, then clock back in. I'll fix your punches manually." My shift started at 8. Busy Friday night crowd. That's when I first noticed him, a tall figure in a puffy black coat across the street, hood up, face masked, standing several feet from the bus stop with no interest in any bus that passed. Just staring at the store, smoking. By 10, the rush had died down. I went out for a cigarette. He was still there, exact same spot. Still staring, cold blue eyes locked on the store. A customer rounded the corner, filthy, sweat and grime caked into his skin, dressed like an old-timey prospector. He coughed out, "Pack of spuds." I remembered the manager's instructions and told him we were out, but offered the menthol Luckies instead. His eyes lit up, same cold, steely blue as the man across the street. He set 2 dimes on the counter and walked out before I could even ring him up. When I picked up the coins, something was wrong with them. The face on the front looked nothing like any president I recognized, and the back had a strange axe engraved on it. Another regular came in around 11, laughing the second he saw me. "Oh, a shit, they got some poor new fool on graveyard." We went out for a smoke together. I asked him what he meant. He told me this place was weird. Every time he came in, there was either someone new working or someone scrolling through old photos on their phone. Old photos of the store, of people from decades back. He mentioned this property had been some kind of convenience store since the mining days, and that an old Texaco building had burned down on this same lot. An employee napping in the back during his graveyard shift, burned alive. The guy's name was something like Hunter, he said. "Oliver?" I asked. His face lit up. "Yeah, Oliver Hunter." I asked about the woman. He said she didn't show up as often as the cigarette man, but she was out there too. Just about any time a woman asks to go smoke with you or help carry a bag to her car, graveyard folks let her down easy. I asked about the figure across the street. He just shrugged, said he liked his style, guessed he was on something. Then a crowd of bar patrons came pouring in and I had to run back to the register. At the end of the rush, a man in a fedora and a thick wool coat set a six-pack down and paid in cash. As I bagged it, he asked, almost casually, if his son was working tonight. His eyes were the same cold blue as the others. "Oliver Wright," I said. "I think he's been moved to day shift." He thanked me politely and left. I went back outside to find my talkative regular gone, but he'd left another cigarette butt in the ashtray and taken my lighter with him. Across the street, the hooded figure was still there, still smoking, still watching. I shouted over, asking if I could borrow a lighter. For the first time all night, he actually reacted. His eyes went wide. But he didn't move. I gave up and went back inside to buy myself a new one. "Was that you yelling out there?" I turned around. It was Abby. Her eyes were her normal, vibrant blue, not the cold steel I'd been seeing all night. I asked what she was doing there, since she'd told me she felt too sick to go out. She said she'd started feeling better and wanted a drink. I pointed out there was a store much closer to her apartment. Her face fell. She admitted she felt guilty. This was the third weekend in a row she'd had to cancel on me, and she just wanted to see me for a minute, even like this. I hugged her, told her not to worry about it, and she asked if we could share a quick smoke before she headed home. I checked the clock on our way to the door. 11:59. Hold on, I just need to clock out and back in real quick, I said. It's fine, just come out. It'll only take a minute. No. The sharpness in her voice caught me completely off guard. She wasn't like that. Babe, it's literally 1 minute. You never want to be around me, she snapped, turning away from me. You like that I'm always sick, don't you? My neediness makes you feel important, but you don't have the decency to be there when I actually want you to. You always make me spend what little healthy time I have waiting for you to stop being repulsed by my snot and my sores and my coughing. When she turned back to face me, her eyes had changed. That same cold, steely blue as every other stranger that night. I bolted for the office. Her voice followed me, getting louder with every word. I clocked out. Louder. I waited out the minute. Louder still. I clocked back in. Silence. When I walked back onto the floor, she was gone. The man across the street was gone. The fake dimes from earlier gone, even the cash from the transaction gone. The rest of the shift passed like any other night. Stocked coolers, helped a few late customers. At 4 in the morning, my relief walked in. Oh good, you're still here, he said, that was all. I clocked out, grabbed my keys, and walked to my car. On the way, I counted the cigarette butts in the ashtray out of habit. Same number as before, so maybe he really had been there. I didn't want to think about it anymore. I just wanted to sleep. On the drive home, I hit police lights blocking the road ahead. A pedestrian had been struck crossing mid-block. I slowed down, trying to see, and caught one clear detail through the flashing lights. A puffy black coat, the exact same one worn by the man who'd taken my lighter. The exact same one worn by the figure who'd stood across the street from that store all night long. When I told Abby everything the next day, she swore she'd never been anywhere near that store. She reminded me she hadn't even known which shift I was picking up that night. I still see SOS requests pop up for that store's graveyard shift from time to time. I ignore every single one of them. I wonder what the manager tells the next person who takes it. Probably something like, if the guy across the street asks to borrow your lighter, don't give it to him. He won't give it back.